I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. I was like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broke in through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired, a little over a year ago, I set forth, as like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. physically I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it. From the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it got transformed into Lo and Behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Please welcome our very own Director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña.
Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza.
From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio.
From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy.
Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle.
And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Ghilardi, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jacksomek.
Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going no matter how hard it gets. no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're going to take care of each other. We've got each other. And it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's going to help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's going to save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's Friday night. The 358 Modifieds are out on the track. We are at Lucas Oil for tonight after a little bit of a schedule mix-up on my part. Told you all we were off this week. However, we're off next week. Clayton, welcome to the show. What are you looking for out of Lucas Oil tonight?
I'm looking for hopefully a nice slicked off racetrack. Hopefully these 358s can kind of eat up the middle and give us two good lines of racing. Lucas Oil has a weird entry into one. It can kill momentum very fast. You can almost get the car over rotated on entry there. So hopefully these guys will be able to keep the cars underneath them. We don't have any spins or anything like that. I've seen it happen quite a bit. The lip here at Lucas Oil is very dangerous. I don't think we'll have that much of a problem with that until we get to the sprint cars. But yeah, you go up and over the lip there, you're into the wall. There's almost no saving it. And if it does happen, 99% of the time that car's coming back out onto the track, and we're gonna have issues. So hopefully these guys can keep it down, on the surface and put on some great racing like we know they can.
Yeah, you jump that cushion, get up on the flat. It's almost like you threw out a parachute. It slows down your momentum so bad. But let's find out. Let's get the cars off the track, get the show underway. Thank you everybody for tuning in for another Friday night. Let's get the show underway. All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All right, drivers, welcome to week 9 at Lucas Oil. We do have some new drivers in the field. Those of you that are new, welcome. We'll go over the rules real quick. Our initial starts here are on the green flag. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Any restarts after a caution are on the leader. Leader gets to pick inside or outside. Just make sure you do so before the one to go. If you bring out 2 cautions in any race, be it a heat race, consolation, or the feature, bring out 2 cautions. You're done in that division for the night. We'll ask you to park it. Call-outs on social media, on race comms, it does not matter where, any derogatory comments to fellow racers or the staff of Friday Night Lights, you are looking at a suspension. The severity of the suspension will depend on the severity of the call-out. We do give quick time awards, $10 each division each week. Intentional contact is never acceptable at any time. It doesn't matter if it's before the flag, after the flag. Anytime you're in a car on the track at Friday Night Lights, intentional contact will get you a suspension. Don't forget to be in our Discord. If you finish up on the podium, we ask you to go into the Discord waiting room for an interview at the end of the race. We do have 20 incident points, and we will go single file when it's 10 to go. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Now would be the time, drivers. None heard. We're going to advance to qualifying. Wish you all the best of luck. Looks like we got a good crowd out. Rhonda is back with us. The Jaden Berry fan club. Jesse Ingram is out. Jake Wisen, got the senior chief out there in Florida tuning back in. Tally Baldwin is with us. Randy Carter Painting, title sponsor of the Pro Late Models, is back with us. Welcome. Gail is back. Clayton is with us. Thank you all for tuning in. We're looking for another great Friday night. Again, we'll be off next week, but we'll close out the is that the new year, right? Clayton, we won't be back until January, I don't guess.
Yeah. Next race will be in 2024 after tonight.
Yeah, that's crazy. 94 car, that's Gary Offit out on track. See what kind of lap Gavin Chatham is with us, driver out of Pennsylvania. Anthony Morano, top of the board. Not for long. Braden Carter, the youngster out of Virginia, top of the board. 15-1-26. Brian Dickens times in second quick. Now Gavin Chatham takes the pole back over 15-1-20 for the 24. Anthony Morano shuts the 32 down fifth quick. 15-1-64. Jesse Ingram in the lucky 777. 15-1-90. Currently 10th quick. Don't look now. James Bond 007 on the pole. 15-1-18 for Sam Bachman. Good run for Sam Bachman, the 115. That's CSC driver out of South Dakota. Cale Smith. Know what happened here? Let's see if we can bring it back to me. That's Gavin Chatham. 15-1-20. Dylan DeWert in the 20 car. 11th quick, 15-1-98. Brandon Combs shuts down the 28 machine. 13th quick, 15-2-04. Michael Carter, we're not used to seeing the CSC driver back in the back of the pack. 15-2-09. Donald Ingram, one of our Air Force drivers. He shuts down the 10 car, 15-1-7-5. Gavin Chatham getting some extra laps. Bachman, Chatham, Carter, Dickens, Cox, your top 5. We do have a full field tonight. 66 car, Jason Haynes out on track. Driver out of Canada. 15-3-1-3 for the 66. 27th quick. James Ingram is out on track, or was. 15-7-6-7 for James Ingram. Keep digging in the audience. Tune it in. We put out on our Facebook page and our Discord. We're going to have an announcement about Keep Digging. Duke, thank you for tuning in, my friend. Cassie is out there cheering on the 12 car of Caden Berry, the driver out of Virginia. We're getting ready to go racing. Heat 1 of the grid. Heat 1 of the grid, please. All right, drivers, welcome to heat number 1. You guys know the drill by now. Leader, I need you 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. Restarts are on the leader. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Sam Bachman with your quick time. Sam Bachman, Chris Cox on the front row. Anthony Vitale Jr., Brandon Wright in row number 2. Randy Shreves, Matt Grimm in 3. Michael Vitale, Jake Henry in row number 4. Sabrina Smith rounds out your field of 9 drivers. Watch that 007. You got the New York driver, the 21, starting in the second row on the inside. That is Anthony Vitale Jr. You got a stacked third row with Randy Shreves and Matt Grimm. That 91 car, kind of a sprint car specialist. He's in the 358s, getting some seat time. The Gears Unlimited drivers fill up the third row. That's the 213 of Vitale and the 171 of Jake Henry. Up front, it will be Sam Bachman in the 007. That takes us to the green flag. Coming off of turn 4, looking for the initial start. We are underway. Green flag is out. Sam Bachman on the inside. The 515 of Chris Cox on the outside in the 515. Driver out of Des Moines, Iowa. It will be Chris Cox that goes to the lead. Sam Bachman in P2. Brandon Wright is going to battle it out with that 21 of Vitali Jr. Looks like Shreve's got a little bit sideways. Current transfer driver is the 21, Matt Grimm. He's going to dig on the bottom side driver out of Ohio, trying to get underneath that 21, get in that final transfer. Clayton, you don't want to be out of a transfer spot tonight. If you can get in the heat race, that's where you have to be with over 30 cars tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm kind of seeing a single file trend right above the slick, especially in a 358 modified, not that much motor to get down off the corner like there is up top. You can have that momentum kind of help you. So Matt Grimm's got to make a move here, try to maybe put something together, hope for a little bit of a scuffle in front of him, something to get into a transfer spot, because I'm seeing Samuel Bachman right now. He's going to slide up there, get Chris Cox on a slider for the lead, but not much momentum coming from the bottom right now.
We are on board with Matt Grimm, the driver out of Ohio, trying to get it done. He is the first car on the outside looking in. You got the 4 in front of him who are currently in the show. He's closing in on the rear bumper of that 21. Up front, we got a battle. Sam Bachman and the 515 of Chris Cox are going to battle it out. It'll be Bachman. He goes down to the bottom, slides up high, crossover coming from Cox. Side by side at the line between Cox and Bachman, Matt Grimm. He moves up into that 4th and final transfer. Vitali Jr., the 21, the driver out of New York. He drives a late model in real life, so he's no stranger to the seat as he holds on to that 4th. Oh, Bachman into the tire. That will put Matt Grimm and Jake Henry, the first car on the outside looking in. Up front, we were side by side. Right, Cox, Vitali, Grimm, moving on. Heat 2 to the grid. Heat 2 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, welcome to Heat 2. You guys know the drill. Leader 1, 1.5 car link behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car link between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Do not jump to start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Restarts are on the leader. You got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Gavin Chatham, Anthony Morano on the front row. Donald Ingram, Brandon Combs in row number 2. Heath Dyke, Kelly Wheeler in row number 3. Travis Anderson, Greg Parmalee in row number 4. And James Ingram rounds out your field of 9 drivers. Gavin Chatham is the only driver that is not CSC or Wyobe with wins this season in that 24 car on the pole. You got the 32 car of Anthony Morano, and as we always do, we need to tune in and say good evening to Sherry, his wife, who is on the inside of all of his cars. That is Sherry's heart right there up on the hood scoop, ma'am. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you for your support of Friday Night Lights as the green flag has come out. Chatham goes to the bottom. We're going to go 3 wide. Jesse Ingram on the bottom in that 10-car, driver out of Georgia. As always, like to thank Donald Ingram, my apologies, Donald, for his service in the United States Air Force, one of our veteran drivers in that 10 car. Brandon Combs moves up into 28. Combs came on strong. He's only been with us a couple weeks. That 28 car has made its presence felt at the front of the field from the day he stepped into the league, Clayton. I'm
having a little bit of microphone issues here. I apologize.
No worries. Heath Dyke, the driver out of Australia in the 36. He's going to go 3 wide. The 110 of Kelly Wheeler gets shuffled. Unfortunately, last night in a 358 race on Coast to Coast Racing League, I actually pushed that 110 over the berm at Lernerville. So it is 2 nights in a row that the 110 getting bumped around a little bit. Kelly, my apologies. First off, I haven't had a chance to get a hold of you. Up front, Gavin Chatham, Morano, Brandon Combs, Donald Ingram, your top 4. Greg Parmalee in the 04 car is the first car on the outside, looking in as the caution comes out. See if we can take a look at what happened. That's the 33 car, I think, is where the caution comes from. Could be a little bit of net code, can't really tell. Like Travis Anderson is going to get the EOL as he turns the 36 there. Caution comes out on lap 7 of 8. Gavin Chatham at the front of the field. Anthony Morano, Combs, Ingram. This will bring Greg Parmalee back to closer to the rear bumper of that 10 car. See if he can race his way in tonight's feature. We will have a number of cars have to go home tonight. As Clayton tries to get the field lined back up. Gavin Chatham, Morano, Combs, Ingram, your top 4. Oh, we got beaten and banging in the back of the field as the green flag comes out. We'll re-rack and try that one again. Bit of drivers eager.
Yeah, for sure.
Points
Guys
are
ready to go.
Yeah, indeed. I was just going to say, as we get closer and closer to the dash for cash, you got to get in on points. There's going to be a lot of pressure for these drivers. This didn't get a very good start. A little bit antsy back there. Braden Carter, Sean Stevens in the audience. Thank you guys very much. Sean is not in the 358s. We'll see that 26 car, driver out of Tasmania, Australia, in the 360 sprint cars tonight, I would assume. Braden Carter, driver of the 05. Taking time out of his driving night to send us a message. Go back to green on lap 7 of 8, I believe. Gavin Chatham. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Lap 7 of 8. 2 to go. Chatham, Morano, Combs, Ingram. Ingram now takes a peek underneath Brandon Combs in that 28. Greg Parmalee in the 04 falls back a little bit. What will Donald Ingram do? Will he press the issue with the 28? We got 1 to go. Gavin Chatham continuing his winning ways in a 358 modified instead of a sprint car. 24 car, front of the field, coming off of turn 4. It'll be Chatham, Morano, Combs, and Ingram, your top 4 transferring to the feature.
Starting to see a very good slick in both ends of the corners too, so we should get pretty racy here tonight in the feature.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to Heat 3. You guys know the drill. Leader 1.5 car link behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car link between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Braden Carter, Dean Reynolds on the front row. Jesse Ingram, Michael Carter in row number 2. Caden Berry, Brandon Templeton in row number 3. Jason Haynes, Jeremy Badecker, actually Jace Badecker in that 7 car. In row number 4, Joseph Grandy rounds out your field of 9 drivers. So, no stranger to the front row, the 05, the 16-year-old driver out of Virginia. Got a number of wins in the CSC team. Got Dean Reynolds on his outside with the Christmas wrap on the 79 car. As always, like to thank Dean for joining us. TJ Hart is out in the audience. TJ, thank you for tuning in another night. Randy Carter. Braden Carter will get the green flag the next time by. Braden Carter coming off of turn 4, looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. Dean Reynolds in the 79 on the outside. Driver out of New York, battling driver from Virginia. Michael Carter, that is the father of the 05 car. Oh, Braden slides up a little high. Somebody is over in the back. Looks like Joseph Grandy.
Yeah, it looked like he hit the inside tire, possibly diving under Jason Hines there. And oh, yeah, just caught it and went for a ride.
Boy, that's not common out of Grandy, who is one of our winners. Boy, he went down low, didn't he?
Yeah, most certainly.
Just gets into the tire and over goes the 518. Grandy not starting off his night the best. Up front, Braden Carter holding off Dean Reynolds. Michael Carter, the CSC crew, back at the front of the field as they are every week. You got the 12 car youngster out of New Hampshire, Caden Berry. He is currently in the 4th and final transfer position. Looks like that lucky 777, Jesse Ingram, is the first car on the outside looking in. You got my teammate, that is Brandon Templeton in the Dirt Track Bank number 31, currently in P6. Jason Haynes and Jace Badecker in the 7 cars. Jace's first week, driver out of California. Great friends of the family. Greatly appreciate them coming out. Pace truck is off. Braden picks the bottom. Got his dad right behind him in that 15 car. On lap 3 of 8. Good start by the 05 of Braden Carter. Dean Reynolds tries to go with the youngster. You got Michael Carter, CSC, battling. He wants up. In P2, he goes side by side with the 79. Caden Berry in the 12 car. He's running the middle, thought about ducking his nose in there. Jesse Ingram in that 777. He is the first car on the outside looking in, side by side now with Caden Berry. Brandon Templeton in the 31 car, the driver out of Corning, Iowa, is in 5th. Up front, Michael Carter makes a pass over his son, Braden Carter. Braden Carter falls back P2. Dean Reynolds falls back to P3. Caden Berry is rolling the bottom, trying to get underneath that 777.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Him and Jesse Ingram have been side by side since the restart here, trying to fight for that 4th and final spot. I don't know which one to pick. Jesse seems to have a little bit more momentum, but Caden's taking the shorter distance, and they're kind of dead even right now. Kind of have to hope for the other one to make a mistake if you're in either of those cars right now for a spot.
Yeah, that is the transfer again tonight. Oh, Dean Reynolds gets a little tap and then gets Caden Berry. Berry goes over with 1 to go, so no caution will come out. Michael Carter, Braden Carter, Dean Reynolds, Brandon Templeton is the beneficiary of that incident. Can the 777 coming off of turn 4. Side by side, Carter, Reynolds, Templeton, your top 4 moving on.
Take a look at what maybe happened to Caden here.
Heat 4 to the grid. Heat 4 to the grid, please. All right, fellas, you know the drill. Leader, 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the one to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. Got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Brian Dickens, Cale Smith in row number 1. Dylan DeWert, Clay Christopherson in row number 2. Logan Wentz, Jack Clevenger in row number 3. Randall Dixon, Gary Offit in row number 4. And Dylan Kinsey rounds out your field of 9 drivers. Another CSC driver on that front row. That's South Dakota ex-Navy. Cale Smith, his mom is out in the audience. Another one of my teammates, Brian Dickens, will roll off on the pole. Driver out of North Carolina in that 122. Clay Christopherson watched Dylan DeWert in that 20 FTM ride in the second row. Brian Dickens will be looking for that green flag, this time by coming out of turn 4. 122, driver out of North Carolina. 115, driver out of South Dakota on your front row. Green flag is out. We are underway. Chief Wisen out there cheering on the 115. Maybe another long night for the Chief out in his garage, watching Friday Night Lights out in Florida, having a cold beer. Brian Dickens is going to battle it out. He goes side by side with the 115. Last week's winner, Brian Dickens, looks like he slides up a little bit to work. Clay Christopherson, the FTM driver, is in the 4th and final transfer position with Logan Wentz, the first car on the outside looking in the 018 ride. Jack Clevenger is brand new in that 78 ride. This is his first week with us. He's currently back in 7th, 6th. The 011 of Randall Dixon is back there battling for that same position. Looks like the front has settled out. You got Cale Smith, Brian Dickens, Dylan DeWert, and Clay Christopherson, your top 4. Everybody starting to... Oh, we got somebody around in the back. Dylan Kinsey. Take a look. All replays tonight. And Friday Night Lights itself, brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank. None of this would be possible without their generous donations. They pay for everything we do 100%. If you ever get the chance to send them a thank you, it'd be greatly appreciated. Small bank out of Malvern, Iowa. The 83 just slides up into the 78 and goes around. On lap 5 of 8. So in the 358s, we will have a consolation race coming up. That'll be 15 laps, and then a 30-lap feature. We'll follow that up with the Pro Late Model Division, same program, and close out tonight with the 360 Sprint cars. Again, if you're out there, thank you everybody for tuning in. Cale Smith currently at the front of the field. .358 Modifieds brought to you by Tight Lines Apparel. Greatly appreciate all of our sponsors. As the pace truck rolls off, leaving the field to the 115 of Cale Smith, we're about to go back to green flag racing. Smith, Dickens, DeWert, and Christopherson, your top 4. Not sure if you want Logan Wentz on your rear bumper, needing one position, as the 018 car can definitely get it done in a 358 modified. Good restart by Cale Smith. Gets into one clean. Brian Dickens with a mirror full of the 20 car. Dylan DeWert in that 20 FTM ride. Clay Christopherson right there with those two. We are single file here at Lucas Oil. Cale Smith with a comfortable lead over the 122. We got teammates running behind the Dirt Track Bank 122 ride. The FTM drivers, DeWert and Christopherson. 1 lap to go. Cale Smith, 2 more corners to navigate in the 115 before he punches his ticket to the big show. Coming off of turn 4, 115. Smith, DeWert takes the position from Dickens at the line. Smith, DeWert, Dickens, Christopherson, your top 4.
8 to the show, Joe.
Concy to the grid. Concy to the grid. All right, drivers, no change from your heat races. Same format. This time you got 15 laps to get it done. Only 8 of you will transfer. Top 8, moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Jake Henry, Greg Parmalia on the front row. Jesse Ingram, Logan Wentz in row number 2. Michael Vitale, Kelly Wheeler in row number 3. Jeremy Jace Badecker, my apologies. Randall Dixon in row number 4. Randy Shrees, Heath Dyke in 5. Jason Haynes, Jack Clevenger in 6. Sabrina Smith, James Ingram in 7. Caden Berry, Gary Offit in 8. Sam Bachman, Travis Anderson in row number 9. Joseph Grandy, Dylan Kinsey rounds out your field of 20 drivers. So half of these cats heading home, Clayton.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to pick a hard charger out of the Concy tonight?
I will go. I already know who you're taking. So I will go with, I think Joseph Grandy's going to pick up the most positions from the tail end of the field.
That's where I was going. He's only 1 row out of the transfer. That's not that hard of a pick. Let's go with Samuel Bachman. Remember, he was quick time. Got into a little scuffle on the last lap of Heat 1. Samuel Bachman in the 007.
Samuel Bachman rolling off 17th in the 007. Clayton's pick for your biggest mover of the night. Up front, Jake Henry in the Gears Unlimited 171 out on track. Teammate Michael Vitale in the 213 Gears Unlimited ride. I'd like to thank Michael for his service to our country in the United States Air Force, as always. Caution comes out quick. When you only have 8 transferring to the show. Clayton's trying to get the field re-situated. 171 of Jake Henry at the front of the field in the Gears Unlimited 171 ride. Nick Berry cheering on the 12 car of Caden Berry. He's currently 14th. So he's got to get up to that 8th position in a big hurry. We will go side by side. The field is restacked. Get ready to do this again. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Jake Henry, the 4 car, got a slow start on that inside. Let's turn it up a little bit and see what this looks like from trackside. .213 of Michael Vitale, it looked like. Got a little bit sideways. Caution comes out on lap 5 of 15. 213 in for his one quick repair.
Looks like Caden Berry had to take his fast repair too.
Here in the Caden Berry. Huh. We'll see if that 12 car can get back in the race to race his way into the show. Got plenty of laps to get it done. 10 laps to go. Got some strong drivers that are going to head home tonight after this race.
Yeah, we've had just heat race drama in almost every heat race. So it's definitely sent some of the faster, more consistent guys deeper into this field. Bachman back there, Jason Hines back there, very good modified driver himself. Grandy's coming. Travis Anderson's been picking up the pace a little bit, had a little bit of momentum rolling his way. And we're going to have a few cars here to watch. Hopefully get some good show right here in this Consi if we can get it together.
171 of Jake Henry. We'll take the inside. PJ Popham back with us. PJ was with us many, many seasons ago. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Jake Henry at the front of the field. Let's go to the bubble. That will be Sabrina Smith in the 031. Is currently now Heath Dyke, the driver out of Australia in the 36, is in the final transfer. Jack Clevenger, brand new to Friday Night Lights, in the 78. He is 1 position out of a transfer. Samuel
James
Bachman,
Williams around.
as the caution comes back out. Take a quick peek. Looks like that 40 car battling it out with Jace Badecker. Badecker into the outside fence. 40 car has to lock it down to not hit the 12. Up front, 171, getting it done. It's a little rough go here at the beginning, Clayton.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, Lucas Oil feels pretty wide when you're actually on the track. It feels pretty wide when you're in the car, so not sure if, you know, the slick is messing with guys, not being able to hold a line, enter in the corner. It's kind of where I'm seeing everything. Everybody's kind of piling into somebody from behind, not really able to get the car woed up. So hopefully these guys can maybe back it down a little bit, but it's so hard because you know you have people like Grandy, Shreves, Caden Berry behind you wanting to come and get a transfer spot from you.
Back under green. We'll look back at that transfer. The 30. Whoa! Slides up into the front of car number 36. That is Heath Dyke taking his EOL. Called it out on himself there. Getting into the back of the 031. So Jake Henry still at the front of the field. Dean Reynolds out there. How you doing, sir? Long conversation with Dean Reynolds this morning about next year's Friday Night Lights. Greatly appreciate all of the advice and conversation. 171 of Jake Henry. So we got some extended reviews going on here. Caden Berry back in 10th. He's up 5 from the initial start. Sam Bachman in the 007 is up 9 in P8 in the final transfer. Caden Berry, ooh, Randy Shreves bobbles in the 56 with Jack Clevenger right below him. The 07 of Bachman slides up there. Somebody's around. All right, drivers, let's settle in here a little bit. Let's get some green flag laps in. Settle in. Put on a great show. Good luck. Jake Henry still at the front of the field. PJ Popham out there wants to get into the sprint car division. Sir, payment is received. Hopefully in between sessions I can accept your application and get you in the sprint cars. We'll have to get your numbers squared away this weekend, so make sure you are in our Discord also. That should be on our webpage, fnlrl.com. Again, Friday Night Lights Racing League.com, FNLRL. Looks like it's could end up being a long night on the East Coast tonight. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Jake Henry, let's take a look at your transfer. Currently, Jack Clevenger in the 78 is in the transfer. Caden Berry in the 12 car, the youngster from New Hampshire's going to go to the outside. Clevenger holding the bottom. It's like that top side. Everyone's sliding up, getting in front of Caden Berry. Caden Berry needs that position right there. Up front, Jake Henry in the 171. Jesse Ingram, Logan Wentz, Kelly Wheeler in the 18. Randy Shreves. Yeah, as the caution comes back out once again. Looks like Jace Badecker might have been involved. That is the 7 car. Gets a little bit of a nudge from the 213. If that is the 213 second caution, he will be done for the night.
I like Michael. He's such a good dude. He's like that one uncle that you're not actually related to, and great guy. Been very helpful to me over the years, but unfortunately that is gonna be on Michael Vitale here.
And the 213 New York driver, Michael Vitale, will be done in the modifieds. So, Caden Berry still sitting 1 car outside of a transfer will go back to green on lap 13 of 15.
Hey, my hard charger's in a transfer. I just noticed that. Samuel Bachman.
I think Joseph Grandy's done. So
Yes,
Joseph,
Grandy is
my
done.
apologies. Picked you, gave you the broadcaster's curse. Green flag is out. We'll take a ride with the youngster out of New Hampshire. That's the 12 car, Caden Berry. As he is on the rear bumper of that 78 on lap 12 of 15. Up front, Jake Henry still with the lead. Jesse Ingram, they've settled out nose to tail. Kelly Wheeler, Randy Shreves, Randall Dixon. Shreves, he might try to make a move on the 110. I think with what's been going on, if I have a safe place to run, Caden Berry thought about putting that nose in there in that 12 car. Berry has 2 laps to get it done. He's got to get by the 78 for a transfer. 12 car coming off of 4 on the high side. Clevenger down low. This is the battle. Up front, Jake Henry, one more corner to navigate. It will be Henry, Jesse Ingram, and Logan Wentz at the line. Wheeler, Shreves, Dixon, Bachman. Clevenger will hold off Caden Berry. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a 3-minute warm-up, so we will take a quick break. When we come back, we will be at your 30-lap feature. We'll be back.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
When people hear a Till Valhalla project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes, these t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom. 2 words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Till Valhalla Project a place where fallen heroes truly live on forever.
Welcome back. Got about 20 seconds left to go. Cale Smith at the top of the board in warm-ups in that 115 car. Randy Shreves in P2. Dylan DeWert in the 20. Brandon Wright, Anthony Vitale Jr. in the 21. As we wrap up here. 30-lap feature. Again, any new feature winners automatically qualify for the $1,000 Dash for Cash in Week 16 as long as they have been in at least 10 of the season's races. Feature to the grid. All right, gentlemen, welcome to the feature. You guys know the drill, so I won't go over that. I'm going to ask everyone to settle in a little bit. You got 30 laps to get it done. Let's get some good green flag laps in and put on a heck of a show for the fans that are all out here watching you do what you do. 30 laps. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Brandon Wright, Gavin Chatham on the front row. Michael Carter, Cale Smith in row 2. Chris Cox, Anthony Morano in row number 3. Braden Carter, Dylan DeWert in row number 4. Anthony Batali Jr., Brandon Combs in row number 5. Dean Reynolds, Brian Dickens in 6. Grim Ingram in 7. Templeton Christopherson in 8. Henry Ingram in 9. Wentz Wheeler in 10. Randy Shreves, Randall Dixon in 11. Sam Bachman and Jack Clevenger round out your full feature of 24 drivers.
Got a pick?
Oh boy. I think I'm going to go with Morano on this one. In that 32 car coming out of the third row on the outside, Anthony Morano for the win.
I don't think I can go that far back to Bachman there. He's got a lot of work to do. I'm going to... let's see Chris Cox win something here out of row 3 on the inside.
Chris Cox, the 515, not a bad pick. Past champion of a 358 modified division. Brandon Wright in the IC number 22 at the front of the field with your start. CSC well represented. Oh, Gavin Chatham tried to back out of it, not to go 3 wide. Everybody behind him could not check up. So Chatham tried to do the right thing. However, there were a group of cars behind him. That's the 24, gets on the rear bumper of the 22 IC machine. You'll see Michael Carter down low on the left. That's the 15 car. He slides up. Chatham puts on the brakes about right here, not wanting to take it 3 wide, which is wise. And just gets hit by the 115 of Cale Smith and chain reaction. Round they go. Brandon Wright. In the 22. So I'm hearing it might have not have been the contact between Gavin Chatham and Michael Vitale. The 31 car, Brandon Templeton, may have got into the inside tire. Let's take a look. You can see it hit the rear tire there. It only gets worse from there as Templeton nails that tire. Over goes the 31. Got a little extended review going on. A lot of things happening on the track. Still got drivers trying to join Friday Night Lights, so kind of doing double duty here, multitasking. Green flag is back out. You got father-son on the outside. That's the 15 of Michael Carter, the 05 of Braden Carter. It will be Michael Carter, the CSC driver. As the caution comes back out already. Michael Carter still at the front of the field. So after this caution, Clayton, we'll go back to single file restarts, if you will. Michael Carter with a great start on that outside. Braden Carter following his dad. Brandon Wright in the 22 falls back to P3. Chris Cox, Anthony Morano. That was the two broadcasters' picks. Are battling it out side by side. We got 3 wide coming off of 4 back there. Dylan DeWert in the FTM number 20 with Vitalik Jr. on his outside. Dean Reynolds battling it out with Brandon Combs on his outside. Tight racing, a little bit of contact. Matt Grimm and Combs, those two are able to drive out of it. Jesse Ingram back there. Brian Dickens in the 122 dirt track bank ride is back there battling it out. This is first week on VR, so he's trying to get used to that. Sam Bachman in the 007. We thought about 4 wide. So nobody letting up, Clayton.
No, not at all right now, and not really sure why. You know, we're only 5 laps into this thing, but I've run out of ideas. These guys are just gonna go ahead and send it all 30 and hope for the best.
So I'm thinking about instituting, if you bring out a caution from a certain point on, you're done for the night. 1 caution. Just start sending people to the pits. We'll see if we have to do that. I don't know of anything else that will work. Up front, CSC getting it done. We have had no other winners of the 358s than the CSC crew between Michael Carter, Braden Carter, and Cale Smith. Father-son 1-2, Brandon Wright. He's fallen back 2 to P3. Dylan DeWert, my apologies, in P4. Anthony Vitale Jr. in the 21 car is in P5. Logan Wentz involved. Logan Wentz, somebody got into the 31 there. We had a little bit of replay problems there. My apologies. Michael Carter still at the front of the field.
announcements.
At the conclusion of the 358s, we will not interview your top 3. We'll move right on to the pro late models. Pace truck is off, leaving the field to CSC team, father-son, 15 car of Michael Carter, followed by Braden Carter, Brandon Wright, Dylan DeWert, Anthony Vitale Jr. in the 21, Chris Cox, Anthony Morano, Clay Christopherson, Dean Reynolds, and Brandon Combs rounds out your top 10 on lap 11 of 30. Up front, Michael and Braden Carter getting it done. Looks like the 22 is going to go to the high side. Dylan DeWert's going to dive down low, see if he can't make some progress on the bottom. Track is starting to get slick. Watch the 21 car. He thought about taking it 3 wide. Gets into the fence a little bit there. As the 22 slides, we're starting to get nose to tail. Somebody was down low. That is the 28 car of Brandon Combs down low, trying to get underneath the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Yes, the caution comes back out. Gavin Chatham involved.
Hmm.
.115 of Cale Smith involved in this one. So CSC, Cale Smith done for the night. That is his second caution. Roxanne Jones cheering on Michael and Braden Carter. 2 cars at the front of the field. As we go back green on lap 13 of 30. Now 14. As the caution comes out quick. Those of you that have been with us for a while, it's going to be one of those nights, it appears, here at Lucas Oil. Anybody out there in the audience have any advice on how do we get rid of cautions? We are all ears. Senior Chief Wisen protesting Cale Smith's exit from the race. Actually, there's the next race. Cale Smith will be in the next race coming up. Brock Thompson. Thanks for the advice. Learn to drive and be patient. I think we are about out of patience here, unfortunately. Green flag back out. Michael Carter with a great restart. Braden Carter, Dylan DeWert, Anthony Vitale Jr., Brandon Wright. Chris Cox up to P6. He's on the outside up the 32 car of Murano. Clay Christopherson in the FTM 51, followed by Dean Reynolds in the 79. A little bit of close contact up there in front of those two. Dean Reynolds, Brandon Combs, Matt Grimm rolling the bottom. Jesse Ingram in the lucky 777. He's kind of running one car width off the bottom. Brian Dickens is in 13th. Donald Ingram, Sam Bachman, Kelly Wheeler. Randy Shreves is up 4. Currently, Clay Christopherson is your biggest mover of the race in that 51 machine. Got a group of FTM drivers right there running together, 32, 51, and 79. Our team FTM in the top 10. Michael Carter in that 15. Now Dylan DeWert is taking a peek on the inside of the 05. Very rare occurrence that we've had anybody try to get up there and battle with the CSC cars. Dylan DeWert feeling it tonight, rolling the bottom, track super slick. First car high on the outside, that's the 21 of Anthony Vitale Jr. He's rolling that high side, getting up on the cushion. He's in 4th position. Brandon Wright in P5. Clay Christopherson is up 8 positions into 51. It seems like everybody has funneled down low. Chris Cox running right through the middle of the slick. Looks like there's some traction there at the exit of that corner that the 515 has found. Brandon Templeton in the 31, back in 18th. Jake Henry, Jack Clevenger in the 78. Randall Dixon. It might be Clay Christopherson. Oh, no.
Looked like Murano hit the... Oh, yeah.
Andrew Harley, thank you very much for the comment, sir. We do our best to put on the best show for the fans and create an environment where drivers can come out and run. The drivers actually run this league, so all of their input, what we do around here is voted on by the drivers. If you're out there, you want to know what we're all about, join our webpage or visit our webpage, fnlrl.com. It's got league information, point standings. Really encourage you to read the About Us section to find out why we do what we do at Got Your Six Racing Network and Friday Night Lights. Green flag is back out. We're underway. It's Michael Carter on lap 24 of 30, so we're winding down. Braden Carter, Dylan DeWert, Anthony Vitale Jr., Brandon Wright in the icy number 22. Clayton, that 22 car has really come around lately. Wasn't long ago, Brandon Wright was typically in the back of the field. He has stayed the course, and now he's running up towards front.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed when we were getting ready for the feature, Brandon, I believe, was on the front row, maybe the second row, and was up there after the restart. But Brandon's just found speed in the modifieds, at least these last few weeks. We've been talking a little bit more about that 22, and it's good to see. You know, I like seeing the Carters, the whole CSC team overall. Caden Berry, the Wyobe guys, Matt Grimm. You know, I like seeing the success, the constant speed, but man, I love an underdog story more than anything, and these guys are coming out. And another caution right here in turn 2. But yeah, I like seeing the guys we don't talk about get a chance to get themselves a little more, I guess you could call it TV time, you know, a little bit more talk about him. It's good to see.
Yeah, Brandon Wright is one of those guys really come around. Looks like the 28 car's hung up on a tire on the inside. Looks like the 777 will go to the back for making contact with Brandon Combs.
Yeah, I'm seeing Bachman just more stay clean, stay out of the incidents and all. I mean, Samuel Bachman's sitting only with a 2X right now in P9. Just, you know what they say, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Samuel Bachman's a little bit of a mix of both. Right now, we got a caution out of turn 4. Looks like Templeton's around. Oh. Oh, boy.
Top 3 start finish line, please. Top 3 start finish line. We will not do interviews so we can get to the pro late model race. Dylan DeWert makes that last lap pass on the CSC driver. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be with the pro late models right back here at Lucas Oil, hoping for a better outcome. We'll be right back.
My name's Nick Powers, and I'm the president and lead instructor of Warfighter Scuba. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps from the years 2003 to 2007, with one combat deployment to Haditha, Iraq in 2006. Throughout my time overseas, I experienced a lot of situations that you wouldn't necessarily find yourself in the United States. IEDs, getting shot at, rocket attacks, mortar attacks, you name it, it happened. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2007, I tried to adjust back to civilian life, and the whole time you're in, you just can't wait to get out. And when you get out, you start to realize, did you make the right decision? 9 times out of 10, most of the guys that get out, they immediately plummet into a depression cycle because you don't have that structure anymore that the military provides you. And this hit me super hard. We moved to one of the #1 top dive destinations in the entire world, and I figured I'd start getting back into scuba diving. And after our first couple dives, I realized how peaceful it was underwater and how none of my problems followed me. You're just there in the present moment. I had the idea for Warfighter Scuba, and I kind of hinted at it, and they said, "You go for it." And that's basically how Warfighter Scuba was born. So Warfighter Scuba is a nonprofit. We're a 501c3. nonprofit with the IRS. We bring combat wounded veterans down to the Caribbean to teach them scuba diving to treat their wounds. Whether their wounds are physical or mental, such as PTSD, scuba diving is a extremely therapeutic activity for mental stressors and for physical ailments. Mentally, as soon as you go underwater, your body just reacts. It's not normal. You're not meant to breathe underwater. Automatically puts you into the present moment. You have nothing but peace and calm. This ability to separate yourself from reality really allows veterans to find out what their trigger mechanism might be for their particular mental stressors. So every veteran who comes through our programs gets a 100% funded trip. Each veteran also receives a round-trip ticket from their home of record. That ticket will bring them straight into Roatan, and their entire week stay, their hotel, their meals, their snacks, everything's paid for. And so that veteran can get an entire week away from reality and completely separate from any kind of problems they might be facing at home. So each veteran receives very private and intimate training sessions when they come down to Roatan. You know, we first start in the pool. We do some confined water skills. Then
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Had to cut that promo short. We're running a little bit behind. Let's get the drivers off of the track. All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All right, drivers, welcome to Pro Late Models at Lucas Oil. Had a huge issue in the 358 Modified. It's going to ask you guys to be a little bit more calm, be patient. I don't want to go to if you bring out a caution, you're done for the night on the first caution. So let's all settle in and put on a good show for the fans. For those of you, we have a couple of new drivers. Starts, initial start is on the green flag. Restarts are on the leader. Currently, bring out 2 cautions in any race, and you're done in that division for the night. No call-outs. We do have quick time awards. Intentional contact is never acceptable. Don't forget to go to Discords, so hopefully we can get an interview if we're not running too far behind. And we will go single file with 10 to go, or if we run back into issues. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we advance? Now would be the time. 10-4. All right, drivers, advancing. Good luck. So, Clayton, here we go. Let's try this again. Welcome back. We got Braden Carter out in the audience. Gail is back with us. That's Caden Barry's a relative. Can't keep all the Barry clan who's who, but like to appreciate all of you tuning in. Jason Haynes out on track into 66, the driver out of Canada. Braden Carter out on track in the 05. Brian Dickens in the 122 is back with us. Jesse Ingram in the lucky 777. Cale Smith top of the board in the 115, 14.062. His teammate Braden Carter matches that with a 14.062. Jesse Ingram third quick, 14.178. Brian Dickens 14.220 for Dickens. Now Braden Carter puts down a 14.055 in the 05 machine. That will move Cale Smith down. Jesse Ingram, Brandon Combs, 14.190 for Brandon Combs in the 28 machine. Brian Dickens, 14.220. Michael Carter, hello CSC, 123, 14.144 for the 15, the driver out of Virginia. Dylan DeWert out on track in the 20th. 10th quick, 14.260. We watched the 66 car. put down 16th quick, 14.316. Heath Dyke, the driver out of Australia, wraps up. Brandon Aylesworth in that 41 machine, 20th quick, 14.400. Randall Dixon, James Ingram with us in the 40 car, 31st quick for Ingram, 16.131. Clay Christopherson in the 51, getting ready to take his laps. Trying to get that car to turn. Looks like the 51 wants to push up. He'll take the green flag. Should have plenty of time to get his laps in. He is the last car to time in. No, he's not. There's Gavin Chatham in the 24. First lap, 14.511. 27th quick. Clay Christopherson, he puts down 7th quick. In that 51 ride, can he improve? 14.209 for Christopherson on his first lap. A little bit slower on the second lap, and that should do it. Carter, Smith, Carter, Ingram, Barry, Combs, Christopherson, Dickens, Reynolds, Cox, your top 10. Qualifying has wrapped up. We're getting ready to go heat racing. Heat 1 to the grid. Heat 1 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, you know the drill. Leader, 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Michael Carter, or Braden Carter, my apologies, with tonight's quick time in the Randy Carter Painting Pro Late Model Division. Congratulations. Good luck. Braden Carter, Caden Berry on the front row. Dean Reynolds, Dylan Kinsey in row 2. Michael Vitale, Brandon Aylesworth in row number 3. Sabrina Smith, Kelly Wheeler in row number 4. James Ingram rounds out your field of 9 drivers. Clayton, this is pretty cool. What we got is I'm not showing the drivers on my... There they are. We got a front row of a couple of 16-year-olds getting ready to do battle. One out of Virginia, one out of New Hampshire. That is pretty cool. And 57-year-old Dean Reynolds on their rear bumpers in that 79. That is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, these two youngins. First, props to Dean. You know, at that age, you're supposed to be enjoying life and kicking back, but Dean's still coming on here, throwing elbows each and every week in all 3 divisions, coming out here running as best he can, putting on quite of a show every week. But these 2 youngins, man, they're the next generation. I hope for very big things out of them, from the both of them. I don't know what Braden does in the real world, if he does at all, but I'm looking forward to both of them and hopefully hearing their name on television one day. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think Michael Carter and Randy Carter are going to put that 05 in the street stock here in the near future. Hope to watch him grow through the sport. How old did I say Dean Reynolds was? Dean Reynolds is only... Oh, okay. Thought I said 70-something, but that must have been his number.
Losing your memory.
Caution comes out early.
Not a good sign.
As it has tonight, early and often. Those of you that have been with us night after night, I don't get it. This is not really a short track, but my goodness, we have problems on short tracks. I am convinced that we have some of the best drivers on the sim, but these cats cannot navigate a short track. Maybe it's fixed setups. Everyone's driving the same car, wanting to get to the front. Again, we're going to have a packed Constellation with a good number of cars heading home. So participation has been outstanding, and the support from the drivers has been outstanding. Clayton, I think if you just finish, you're looking at a good finish. I don't get it. You find a comfortable place to ride.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. If I'm in one of them 4 transfer spots, Now, if I'm door to door, I might race a little bit, but if I see, you're a little bit quicker than me, I am totally fine with settling for fourth and we can dash it out in the feature. But man, it just seems all night long everybody wants every spot every single time we go into a corner, and that's just not possible. And we're seeing what the outcome is when you try to do stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm going to show my age at 57, a little less aggressive than I once was, I guess. I'm not wrecking somebody else to advance myself. I'll race them hard, but I will not wreck them. And that's just a personal thing. It's how I drive a real car, and it's how I drive on the sim. But tonight, man, we got drivers all over each other as the caution comes back out. Oh, where'd Michael Carter go? Braden Carter, Caden Berry still at the front of the field. Dean Reynolds, Dylan Kinsey, Brandon Aylesworth moved up one.
Hi, babe. Hi, girl. Oh.
Here we go. Braden Carter at the front of the field. Caden Berry in P2. Dean Reynolds in P3. Dylan Kinsey in the fourth and final transfer position on lap 4 of 8.
Got my 2-year-old sitting on my lap putting my gloves on right now. I think she's ready to roll.
Put her in the seat. Younger and younger, I tell you, the 41 car, that's dirt track bank driver Brandon Aylesworth. Yeah, I'll leave that totally up to you, Clayton. When you want to make it single file, you're free to do so, sir.
Copy that, sir.
Caden Berry, Dean Reynolds, Dylan Kinsey are the 4 transfer driver. Brandon Aylesworth in the 41. Got your 6 Racing Network Dirt Track Bank ride. And prior Air Force members running 5 and 6. Brandon Aylesworth and Michael Vitale, both prior Air Force members. I'd like to thank both those drivers for their service to our nation. Up front, Braden Carter in the 05. Caden Berry falling in line with 2 to go. Carter, Berry, Reynolds, Kinsey in the 83. He's thinking about getting up there and challenging the old man in the 79. Thought better of it, but he better get going as the 41 up. Brandon Aylesworth on the last lap. Up front, coming off of 4:05. Looks like Braden Carter, Berry, Reynolds, Kinsey. Your top 4 transferring to the feature. All right, drivers, you know the drill. Top 4 moving on. Got 8 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean, put on a great show for the fans. Good luck. Cale Smith, Brandon Combs on the front row. Chris Cox, Heath Dyke in row number 2. Jason Haynes, Jace Badecker in row number 3. Luke Hines, Randall Dixon in 4. Brandon Templeton rounds out your field of 9 drivers. Senior Chief Cale Smith is back. There you go. You didn't have to wait long to see that 115 back on the track. The CSC driver out of South Dakota, prior Navy member. As always, thank Cale for his service. Again, 8 laps. You got Chris Cox, driver 36 on the outside of row number 2. He's out of Australia. We got Australia, Canada, the U.S., of course. Brandon Combs. Watch that 28 car. Brandon Combs on the outside of the front row. Roxanne Jones cheering on that 115. Tonight's Pro Late Model Division brought to you by Randy Carter Painting out of Virginia. Randy, thank you for support of Friday Night Lights, sir, and welcome to the family. As Cale Smith is looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. Cale Smith and Brandon Combs. Cale Smith will go on the bottom. Caution comes out. On lap 2 of 8.
Ooh, 17 just almost straight lines into the tire into turn 1 there.
Kind of hesitant to go back and try to look at replays, Clayton. I think my computer's on its last leg. I am very hesitant to pull the computer out of the one that I got on my sim rig.
Yeah, it seems they'll sell you technology real quick for a high price, but man, even the big stuff you're replacing every 2-3 years nowadays.
Yeah, that's about right. Cale Smith, Brandon Combs, Chris Cox, Heath Dyke. Those are your 4 current transfer drivers. Jason Haynes, Jace Badecker. Are on the outside looking in. Restart will be on green. Cale Smith, driver out of South Dakota. CSC driver looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. Clayton, on my board, I'm showing lap 5 of 8. As Combs dives down in front of Chris Cox. Those cars make all kinds of contact.
Oh, they're still. Oh, what a.
If they made it out of that, they tried to wreck for an entire straightaway. I'm going to have to dial that up on the replay. Brandon Combs, Cale Smith, Heath Dyke, Jace Badecker, brand new to iRacing, brand new to Friday Night Lights, a 7-car, currently in the 4th and final transfer position. He's got a couple of hungry drivers behind him. The 515 is Chris Cox, prior champion in a Pro Late Model and 358. Matter of fact, I think he's won all 3 divisions as a champion. On lap 5 of 8, Brandon Combs, Cale Smith, Heath Dyke, Jace Badecker battling it out with Iowa driver out of Des Moines, Iowa, the 515 of Chris Cox. He will pull up and retake the final transfer position. Battling back on the outside, 7-car Jace Badecker off of turn number 4, I think. It might have been, it was 2.
Yeah, it was,
Jace Badecker. I'm getting lost. Badecker up on the flat part of the track, side by side at the flag stand. This is going to be a battle. We got 1 to go. Brandon Combs looking good. Smith good. Dyke, here's where the action is at.
Here he
At
comes.
the line.
Badecker.
Jace Badecker will race his way into his first feature with a Friday Night Lights. All right, fellas, you know the drill. You got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard, race clean. Put on a great show. Good luck. Michael Carter, Clay Christopherson on your front row. Donald Ingram, Sam Bachman in row 2. Anthony Morano, Greg Parmalee in row number 3. Gavin Chatham, Jack Clevenger in 4. Andrew Harley round out your field of 9 drivers. Badeckers are a personal friend of the family. I'd like to thank Jace for racing his way in and didn't do it the easy way. He had Chris Cox to his outside. That is a previous champion of Friday Night Lights, so that was fun. That was good to see.
Yeah, I can tell you, I raced with Chris Cox a lot over the time I've been on the sim, and you want to talk about somebody that's hard to pass. That is the Joey Logano of iRacing dirt. I mean, Chris Cox knows exactly what you're going to do almost every corner. He can block you. He can run exactly what you think is fast. I mean, he will do everything to keep you behind him. And Badaker still making a move there and getting that final spot. That was awesome to see. Hopefully we can get another good show. We got Bachman and Morano 4 and 5. So maybe we'll see another one here.
Yeah, if you want to get by Chris Cox, there's gonna be contact. It's not gonna be over contact, but you're gonna earn that spot for sure. Michael Carter looking for the green flag coming off of turn 4. Clay Christopherson to his outside. Another Air Force driver in that 10 car. That is Donald Ingram, driver out of Georgia. As always, like to thank Donald Ingram for his service to our nation. As Michael Carter starts to break away from the field. Donald Ingram and Clay Christopherson are going to battle it out. The 32 car of Morano, he is in the 4th and final transfer position. Looks like he's going to try to duck underneath that 10 car. Didn't get a very good run off of the bottom of the corner. Now Clay Christopherson, it looks like he's going to go up and try to put some pressure on the CSC driver of Michael Carter. Good run off the bottom by Carter. Sam Bachman in that 007. He was your biggest mover in the 358 division. He's back at it in the pro late models. He's on the rear bumper of Donald Ingram. He is the first car on the outside looking in.
We're about to have a throwdown here coming soon for this final transfer spot. I feel it coming.
We're on board with Bachman as you said that. You can see his hands busy inside the cockpit. He tries to pull underneath that 10 car. Stays up high. Car pushes. You can see him. He has the wheel cranked to the left. And the car pushed. So he's going to lose a little bit of ground there.
You almost want to cheer for who's in 5th, no matter who it is, just so they could get up there and put on a show. Because I think almost every heat race we've seen in this in the late model portion of tonight's show has put on some great racing in the transfers.
This is a view of what it looks like trackside. Michael Carter, 2 more corners to navigate, coming off of turn 4. Carter, Christopherson, we got a battle. Ingram will be the final transfer driver in heat number 3. We made it through a heat without a caution, Clayton. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Heat 4 to the grid, please. All right, drivers. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Be patient. Put on a great show. Good luck. Jesse Ingram, Brian Dickens on the front row. Dylan DeWert, PJ Popham, brand new about 10 minutes ago. Back with us in the second row. Randy Shreve, Logan Wentz in row number 3. Jake Henry, Gary Offit in row number 4. Anthony Vitale Jr. in the final 9th position. As the drivers are getting a little bit antsy.
Oh, PJ, that's the new guy. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do here.
PJ ran with us a few seasons ago, kind of a sprint car expert from Great Falls, Montana, if my memory serves me. A heck of a driver in the sprint car. So let's see what that 2 car can do. As the lights are off on the pace truck. Jesse Ingram, driver out of Georgia, will take us to the green flag. Got a stout front 4, and then Randy Shreves and Gary Offit to deal with back there. Jake Henry, there is not an easy pass in this field. Coming off of turn 4. Green flag is out. We are underway. Jesse Ingram on the inside. PJ on the outside in the 2 car. Dylan DeWert. Logan Wentz is able to... Yikes. He gets a good run. Pulls up to the rear bumper of DeWert. Randy Shreve's in the 56. A little bit of contact.
Oh, good save.
Shreve is able to save it. Anthony Vitale Jr. in that 21 car. Kind of put the chrome horn to the 56 there as the 94 goes around. That is Gary Offit. Not sure if the caution will come out. Up front, BJ Popham getting it done. It's 777 of Ingram is not going to give up. Man, the cars look like they are pushing big time as he throws that right rear out into the 20 car. That doesn't, Dylan DeWert not giving up. The FTM driver, he's going to let him slide up. Will we see a crossover? Can't quite get it done. Logan Wentz in the 4th and final transfer position with Anthony Vitale Jr. in the 21, the first car on the outside looking in on lap 5 of 8. You're not missing much up front. Popham starting to run away with it. Jesse Ingram in P2. Dylan DeWert in P3. Logan Wentz, he moves up 4. He's about to have some company. Anthony Vitale Jr., the driver out of New York, started at the tail end of the field. He has moved up 4. Side by side at the line with 2 to go. Crossover coming. Good drive by the 21, Anthony Vitale Jr. He is currently in the 4th and final transfer position with 1 to go. Popham, Ingram, DeWert. Now they're going to battle it out. Crossover coming from DeWert. Trying to get underneath that 777, and he will do it. Anthony Vitale Jr. now on a comfortable transfer. Side by side at the line, Ingram and DeWert. Anthony Vitale Jr. is your final transfer driver. Concy to the grid, Concy to the grid.
8 to the feature, 8.
All right, gentlemen, same drill as your heat races. Only difference is you got 15 laps to get it done, and 8 of you moving on. Top 8 moving on to the feature. Good luck. Brandon Aylesworth, Chris Cox on the front row. Sam Bachman and Randy Shreves in row number 2. Michael Vitale, Randall Dixon in 3. Gavin Chatham, Gary Offit in 4. Sabrina Smith, Brandon Templeton in row 5. Jack Clevenger, Jake Henry in row number 6. Kelly Wheeler, Jason Haynes in row number 7. Andrew Harley, Logan Wentz in 8. James Ingram, Luke Hines in row number 9. Greg Parmalee and Brian Dickens rounds out your field of 20 drivers, only 8 transferring. So here we go. There's going to be some hungry drivers at the back of this pack. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up for an exciting, we hope, consolation race.
Templeton, Kelly Wheeler, Jason Hines, Logan Wentz. Yeah, we've got some fast guys back there. We might this might look a lot like our modified feature, just hopefully with less cautions and the same good style of racing that we've been seeing so far to the late models. I'm kind of surprised, man. I thought it was going to be more pushing around, and I'm pretty impressed right now. These guys keep doing what they're doing right now. It's looking great.
Brandon Aylesworth, the driver of the 41 machine, in the Got Your 6 Racing Network Dirt Track Bank entry. Chris Cox to his outside in that 515. Pace truck is off. Leaving the field to Brandon Aylesworth, who is sitting in 8th. That would be the 94 car of Offit. So Templeton, Wheeler, Henry, James Ingram is back there. Green flag is out. We are underway. Aylesworth, goes in a little bit flat. Randy Shreves takes evasive in the 56. That will move the 213 up. Again, two Air Force drivers battling it out. Randy Shreves, Gavin Chatham in the 24 with Randall Dixon, the 011 in the mix. Jack Clevenger, Brandon Templeton is in the 8th and final transfer position as the 94 of Offutt falls out of a transfer. Caution comes out. Looks like Parmalee and Jake Henry involved.
Oh. And he disconnected. Looked like Jake caught the crossed over Jason Hines down off of 2. Yeah, car just got 2 sideways, hit that last tire before the backstretch. Come to almost a dead stop in front of Logan Wentz and the 4 of Parmalee there. It's going to be on Jason Henry, but he has disconnected, so no penalties will be handed out.
Clevenger will get his position back. That will put the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Still the first car on the outside looking in. In the Dirt Track Bank, got your 6 Racing Network entry out of Corning, Iowa.
I believe the answer is yes. I'm going to ask anyways. Samuel Bachman had a blink out and missed the start. He's asking for his 1 wave. That is the only thing we give him for, correct?
So that's fine. Yes. We will double them up and get ready to do this again. We'll go back green on lap 4 of 15. Chris Cox, Brandon Aylesworth. Cox will take the outside. Randy Shreves, Vitaly Dixon, Chatham, Clevenger, Offutt. Gary Offutt in the 94 is the final transfer driver. Green flag is out. We're back underway. This is where it's going to happen. Looks like Templeton moves himself up. Up front, Chris Cox starting to pull away from the field. Aylesworth in P2. Randy Shreves in the 56. Michael Vitale, driver out of New York. He's working the bottom. 011, that is Randall Dixon trying to take advantage. That car pushes. He goes up over the lip. Brandon Templeton up to P7. They go 3 wide. Little bit of contact between Templeton and Jack Clevenger. Templeton with a good run off the bottom. He will pass Gavin Chatham. Move Templeton up to P5.
Oh, Wheeler's around.
Kelly Wheeler, as you heard. Coming up next, we will have the 360 sprint cars. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I know you've heard this before. We are off next week for reals this time. I messed up the schedule last week, but we will take next week off. Everybody can enjoy the Christmas holiday and New Year's. And we'll be back, I believe it's the 5th of January, to make our push to the end of the Week 16 Dash for Cash. So we are off next week. We wish everyone a very happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. We'll be back at it the following week. Again, if I could pull up a calendar, I think that's the 5th.
Remember, we
Chris Cox, Aylesworth, Shreves, Vitale, Templeton, Chatham, Dixon, Haynes. Pace truck is off. We're doubling them up. Getting ready to go again on lap 6 of 15 once we go back green.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much grab off the bottom quite yet. It's gonna take maybe by the end of the warm-up. I would like to see it. That way we could have 2 lanes for the feature, but the top just looks still a little too good right now. But with everybody but the 78 running the top, and if that happens as well in the warm-up with almost twice as many cars, I can guarantee you that top will be gone by the start of the feature.
So the CSC boys on that bottom line, Brandon Combs and PJ Popham, two newcomers, are on the outside of the first two rows. Let's see if we can get a new team that could possibly win. Again, my mic was off. I apologize. We have not had any other team other than CSC win a Pro Late Model feature this season. Green flag is out. We are underway. Braden Carter on the inside. Crossover coming from Combs. Brandon Combs did not waste any time getting to the front, the 28 car. Now the 15 of Michael Carter. They're going to beat and bang down the front stretch. Carter blinks out there. Yes, that will move Combs. He's on the rear bumper. We got cars barreling in.
Caution's out.
Caution comes out. My goodness. Somehow the 12 car of Caden Berry ended up in P2 behind the 15, I think. Now Berry's going to fall back a little bit. Yeah, I will echo what Clayton just said. A warning to the field. Back it down. That was way too aggressive by numerous drivers. Everyone settle in, or we'll go to one caution and you're done. Michael Carter at the front of the field with the 28. That's Combs to his outside. 0-5 of Braden Carter, and Caden Berry moves up one. He's on the outside of the second row. .28 car, looks like 28 got in the back of the 0-5. Clayton will have to make a call if the slider was acceptable.
Yeah, Braden Carter unfortunately went right back to the aggressive style and not quite clear there on the 28.
So Braden Carter and the 0-5 CSC driver will head to the back of the field. Healthy competition is a good thing. Over aggression, however, is not. On lap 4 of 30. Michael Carter's flashing a little bit here. Michael Carter on the inside of the front row in that 15 car. Good restart by Carter. Pulls out to a sizable lead. Cale Smith pulls up into P2. 3 wide. It's the 28 once again making contact with the 12 car. Clay Christopherson in the 51. Michael Carter up front. Cale Smith. Caution comes out once again. CSC still at the front of the field. 28 of Combs with an eventful journey in that short green flag run. Caden Berry able to hold on to a top 5. He's currently in P4 with Dylan DeWert in the 20 car in P5. Good restart by the CSC crew. Michael Carter, Cale Smith, down low, Brandon Combs with the 12 car. Good run by Caden Berry off the bottom. He's able to pull up a little bit in front of the 28. Combs back to the high side. The driver out of Ohio, I believe. Brandon Combs pulls up to P3. Caden Berry, he's in P4. Dylan DeWert in the 20 car is in P5. Heath Dyke, driver out of Australia, he's in P6. 79 car, Dean Reynolds in the Santa Claus ride, dealing with Clay Christopherson, 2 FTM drivers. Jesse Ingram, Jace Badecker, he is up 4 positions in the 7. Gives the 515 a little love tap. Brandon Aylesworth is going to try to follow the 7. 2 dwarf car drivers out of California on the bottom side, following each other around the track. Randy Shreves on the high side in the 56. Up front, Michael Carter still holding off Cale Smith. Those two can't rest this week with that 28 car behind him. You can see the front nose of the 28 with a little bit of damage, Clayton, as Caden Berry's trying to get in the mix.
Yeah, these guys are all over each other. A little bit of a gap behind Caden, but man, even back there, ooh, caution's going to come out. Looks like Braden Carter and Randy Shreves may have had a little contact here. Take a look.
As Clayton tries to see what's going on here. Here, possible incident with the 93 car. Let's see if I can find. So, Michael Carter, CSC, still at the front of the field. As soon as I find Michael Carter. CSC still at the front of the field. I'm hearing that the 05 was involved. Is that accurate, Clayton?
Yes, sir. He was involved. However, it was just a racing incident. Him and Gavin Chatham and Randy Shreves were 3 wide into the corner, and they all just naturally threw it into the corner. Braden didn't have any room, went off over the lip, hit the wall, and came to a stop. So just tight racing there, and unfortunate for that 05 as he's going to find himself at the back yet again for that incident.
So Carter, Smith, Combs, Berry, DeWert, your top 5. We'll double it up. We'll go back green on lap 12 of 30, I believe. Again, we will not interview your top 3. Yes, we got to get to the 360 race. We are back under green. Michael Carter, Cale Smith, Caden Berry, Brandon Combs. Looked like Combs got into a tire on the restart. Saw the front of that car fly up. Dylan DeWert, Heath Dyke, Dean Reynolds in the 79 car. Brandon Combs battling it out with Caden Berry, trying to get underneath that 12 car. You can't get much lower than that kid's running in the 12 car. Dean Reynolds off the top.
Oh.
collects Jace Badecker. Badecker is able to continue.
Templeton. Oh, Templeton got the worst of that exchange right there off the corner. Take a look.
'79 goes over the top. Everyone is diving for the bottom. Badecker loses a tire. Got some damaged cars in the field. So a bunch of drivers to the pits for quick repairs. You do get one quick repair at Friday Night Lights. Go back green on lap 13 of 30. And here Clayton changing our restarts to single file. Try to get some green flags laps in. Caden Berry still battling it out with that 28 car of Combs at the front of the field. Those two have been around each other the entire night. Good restart by the 15 off of the high side. Teammate Cale Smith goes with his teammate. Caden Berry on the bottom. Brandon Combs in the 28. Clay Christopherson in the 51 gets on the flat, jumps the cushion. He's on the flat part. Jesse Ingram battling it out in the lucky 777. Brandon Aylesworth still dealing it in the 41, rolling on the bottom side with Gavin Chatham down there with him. Anthony Morano, Anthony Vitale Jr. in the 21. PJ Popham is still in the race with a beat-up race car. Doesn't look like that car even has a rear spoiler back there. Can't really tell. Popham still dealing. Looks like Braden Carter just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Braden Carter might have got turned. 66 car goes off the high side, comes back on the track and just hooks the 0-5 of Braden Carter. So we will go single file from here on out on restarts. Nick Berry with a shout out to Brandon Wright. Roxanne Jones not happy. Gail is out there cheering on the 12 car. Rhonda is still with us. TJ Hart from the East Coast is with us. Who else we got out there? If you're out there and you haven't checked in, let us know that you're watching as we go through our list. Got your nightcap coming up, the 360 sprint cars right here at Lucas Oil. Lucas Oil has been a challenge. Clayton, a little bit nervous. I put Kokomo as our last race of the season. Small track out in Indiana. A little bit nervous now. As Michael Carter restarts the field. Carter, Smith, Combs, Caden Berry. Dylan DeWert is rolling the bottom. Craig Christoph. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide. Berry, DeWert, and Combs. DeWert backs out of it. Caden Berry still rolling the bottom side. Clay Christopherson, Heath Dyke, driver out of Australia in the 36. He has moved up 3 positions. Chris Cox is up 9. Randy Shreves is up 9. Brandon Ellsworth up 9 positions. Gavin Chatham up 9 positions. Now Gavin Chatham up 10 positions in the 24 car driver out of Pennsylvania. Up front, Michael Carter setting sail at the front of the field. Cale Smith in P2. Brandon Combs falling off the pace a little bit in that 28 machine. You can see the damage on the front of that car. Brandon Combs has had an eventful night. Caden Berry running a solid P4. Dylan DeWert in P5 on lap 22 of 30. Clay Christopherson, Dyke still dealing. Dyke in a solid 7th. Chris Cox, Randy Shreves, Anthony Morano. Don't count out that 32 car. Anthony Morano just keeps digging. Super consistent driver in the 32. He has moved in and out of your top 10 all race long. Randy Shreves just saw the 56 go off the top side a little bit. Although I have seen Randy Shreves in a sprint car right here, he uses that top side as an advantage as he runs his right rear up there on the flat. Michael Carter still nothing happening at the front. Nose to tail, your top. Dylan DeWert, Heath Dyke, Randy Shreves. Caution comes out. Anthony Morano.
I didn't even see what happened here. Oh, car just hooks. Man, he's got it wound up top. Got her slightly turned to the right, sliding through the corner. Front tires just hook, pull the car right into the wall.
Oh,
that was a hard
snapped
lick
in
for
there.
him.
Yes, it was. So we're closing in on 30. Michael Carter still at the front of the field. CSC has it under wraps, representing Randy Carter Painting on those rides. Randy Carter Painting out in Virginia, title sponsor of the Pro Late Models. As always, Randy, thank you so much, sir, for your support of Friday Night Lights. Five to go. Here we go. We're already talking about next season. Again, at the end of this season, February 16th, I believe we're done. We'll be off for the real race season. We'll be back in October of 24. And I got to tell you, it's going to be bigger and better than ever. We got a bunch of new ideas that we're kicking around. So look for those exciting announcements coming this next summer. Michael Carter at the front of the field, Cale Smith, Brandon Combs. Those are your top three. I'll get it out here. Caden Berry in the 12th car, he's in P4. Dylan DeWert in the 20, he's in your top 5. Clay Christopherson, Heath Dyke in the 36, running with Chris Cox in that 515. Randy Shreves walks down to the bottom a little bit in that 56. Up front, Michael Carter coming to 2 to go. Carter, Cale Smith at the front of the field. Can the youngster, Caden Berry, he put it on the podium last week. Can he get up there and get by that 28 of Combs? Michael Carter coming off of turn 4. White flag is out. Go ahead.
Heath Dyke, Chris Cox, and Randy Shreves have been 3 wide since the start. Still battling it out for, I believe, 7th position, that is. These guys going to town all over the field right now.
Michael Carter, Cale Smith, Brandon Combs, Caden Berry, Dylan DeWert. Top 3, start-finish line, please. Top 3, start-finish line. We will not do interviews since the sprint cars are already in practice. So come to the start-finish line. Let me pause until I can get a picture, and then we will move on to 360 sprint cars. Good run, fellas. I can make that work. Congratulations. Good run on podium. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a quick break. When we come back, we will be with the sprint cars right back here. So we'll be back.
History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. You know, we brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
You know, on this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. You know, this hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, you know, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, you know, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their families' permission and used them as a silhouette to cut out of a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful. It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
Yeah. So I come back and I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it because I didn't want to look internally. You know, I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, you know, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources, in opportunity, right now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 360 Sprint Cars. Let's get the show underway. All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All right, drivers, first off, this will be next week. We're off for reals this time. I made a mistake last week. I wish all of the drivers and their families very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll be back on the 5th of January. We got a couple of newcomers in the field. Go over starts. Initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Restarts are on the leader. Leader gets to choose inside or outside. We've had call-outs tonight that we're going to take a look at on the replays to see if some penalties are not imposed. Quick time award, $10 for this division. Intentional contact is never acceptable at any time. Don't forget to go into Discord. We will have interviews after this race, and sprint cars are single file at all times. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Now would be the time. All right, drivers, none heard. Let's put on a great show. Everybody settle in. Have a good night. Good luck. So here we go. Now we got the big horsepower. See if they can slick this track off real quick, Clayton. And I'm not sure what's going to happen when that happens.
Yeah, I'm not that much of a sprint car guy. I'm starting to get the hang of it running with a few buddies, but all I know when I was running on it this week was hold her to the floor and run right along the top. But man, when it got slick, I become back to a brand new rookie. Like I've never driven a sprint car before ever. When it's slick, I'm still trying to get down the throttle, but I would assume qualifying we're going to see a lot of stuff up top, everybody keeping that momentum up, keeping them wound up. But heat races and stuff, when it slicks off, I would assume maybe a bunch of sliders. We're seeing sliders almost every week, every corner in the sprint cars. But other than that, man, I'm pretty I guess you could say clueless when it comes to kind of predicting what we could possibly see. I'm not that familiar with these yet.
Brandon Ellsworth, top of the board for a brief moment. Now we got cars filing in at the top of the field. Matt Grimm, 13,272. Caden Berry with a 13,217 in that 12 car. That'll move Matt Grimm down to P2. Dylan DeWert is with us, 5th quick, 13,322 for DeWert. Dylan Kinsey wraps it up, 8th quick, 13,331. Randy Shreves, top of the board in the 56 or 2nd quick, 13,239 for the driver out of Illinois. He is P2. Matt Grimm bumped down to P3. Jason Haynes is with us, 8th quick, 13,326. The 238, that's Anthony Marvulio out of the Boston area, wraps up 4th quick, 13,300 for the 238. Gavin Chatham has 2 sprint car wins so far this year, 13,306 on his first lap. Good enough for 5th quick. Brandon Aylesworth in that 41 machine, 12th quick, 13,387 for the 41. Heath Dyke, the driver out of Australia, in the 36, 13,496. Good enough for 21st quick. Saw somebody jump up to the top of the board. I wasn't sure who that was. Sean Stevens in the 26, a driver out of Tasmania, Australia, 13,358 for the Wyobe driver. Luke Hines in the 17, he's 25th quick, 13,580. Waiting on PJ Popham, brand new to Friday Night Lights, just joined up tonight. Waiting for the driver out of Montana, I believe, to come out on track. As we're following along with Luke Hines. Caden Berry, Shreves, Grimm, your top 3. Don't know if PJ is going to make the qualify. It looks like he's going to miss it. Popham will be starting in the back of his heat race.
Three, two, one, yeah.
That's it. He missed the heat 1 to the grid. Heat 1 to the grid, please. All right, leader, need you 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Do not jump to start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Any restarts will be on the leader. Leader gets to choose inside or outside. You got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard, race clean, be patient. Good luck. Caden Berry, Gavin Chatham on the front row. Dylan Kinsey, Brandon Aylesworth in row 2. Donald Ingram, Heath Dyke in 3. Luke Hines, James Ingram round out your field of 8 drivers. Congratulations, Caden Berry, with tonight's quick time. $10 added to your account, sir. Well done. So Caden Berry has won. Gavin Chatham has won a couple. So we're going to have a good battle off that front row, Clayton, I think.
Oh, most definitely. We got 2 of the quickest in sprint cars right now running. I'm looking forward to the battle we're going to see here in just a moment.
All right, fans, wake up out there. Who do we got? Who is going to rise to the top of the sprint car ranks tonight? Let us hear who you're cheering for out there. Jesse Ingram sending out a Megan Bailey. Rhonda cheering on the 12 car. As always, man, pleasure to have you every Friday night. Greatly appreciated for sure. As Caden Berry, the youngster, is looking for the green flag with Gavin Chatham to his outside. Ladies and gentlemen, 360 sprint car underway in Heat 1. Chatham with a little bit of jump on that outside. Caden Berry falls back in P2. Dylan Kinsey, Brandon Aylesworth. Aylesworth now under attack. California driver battling it out with the driver out of Australia. That's the 36 car of Heath Dyke. Dyke tries to get up in front of that 41. Doesn't leave much room on the high side. Aylesworth rolling the top. Caden Berry changed his line. Berry went down low. He's trying to get underneath that 24 car. Good run off the bottom for Berry. Good battle at the front. Dylan Kinsey, now he has a mirror full of Heath Dyke. Contact is made. Will that open the door for Aylesworth? Donald Ingram, 10 car. Again, we got 2 prior Air Force drivers, Aylesworth and Ingram, running in the 5th and 6th. Contact. Aylesworth gets up into Heath Dyke, or Dyke got into Aylesworth, one or the other. Gavin Chatham up front, starting to set sail. Caden Berry settling in. P2 is the youngster waiting for a good run just to make it to the feature. Heath Dyke in the 36, comfortable. P4.
Oh, it looked like somebody looped it here.
Caution comes out on lap 7 of 8. All restarts in sprint cars will be single file. Gail out there cheering on that 12 car. Gail, ma'am, as always, thank you for tuning in. I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Sometimes it's difficult to get into the Christmas spirit. 65 degrees today out here in California. Sunshiny and 65. Kind of miss the snow a little bit. Can't believe I'm saying that after 22 years in the Air Force and stationed every place that it snowed knee deep.
I want some more snow, man. I miss it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't think I would want it, but kind of miss it this time of year. Don't think we didn't dress up in our winter best today when it was 65 out. The wife and I took our grandkids out Christmas shopping for their parents, and we were full gear.
A whole snowsuit, huh?
Not quite we didn't quite go snowsuit, but we had the whole get up on, flannel shirts and the whole deal. Gavin Chatham with the restart. Good start by the 24. Caden Berry P2. Dylan Kinsey in P3. Heath Dyke in the 36. Brandon Aylesworth trying to find his way into the feature from this heat race. Aylesworth in the 41 pulls to the rear tail tank of Heath Dyke. 1 lap to go. Gavin Chatham leading the way. Caden Berry, comfortable second. Kinsey and Heat Dyke, your top 4 moving on. All right, drivers, welcome to Heat 2. You guys know the drill. 8 laps to get it done. 4 of you moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Randy Shreves, Dylan DeWert on the front row. Brian Dickens, Clay Christopherson in row 2. Brian Moore Sr., brand new to Friday Night Lights. Brian, welcome to the show. Greg Parmalee in the 3rd row. And Anthony Vitale Jr. is the 7th and final driver in heat number 2. Gail said it's 30 degrees in New Hampshire. No snow yet. Typically a lot of snow out east this time of year. Can't remember. So long ago I was stationed in Delaware for a while. I know that's not up north, but nor'easters would come in and just be something else. Kind of miss that. Can't believe I'm saying that. Good looking dirt track bank. Got your 6 Racing Network number 122 driver out of North Carolina, Brian Dickens. He's got Clay Christopherson to his outside. Newcomer, the 55, Brian Moore Sr. came to us by way of the Coast to Coast Racing League. I have raced against and with Brian. Can get it done in a sprint car. We're about to see how well as Randy Shreves in that LGR 56 ride is about to take us to Green Flag Racing. Green flag is out. We're underway. Heat 2, 8 laps, top 4 moving on. Shreves, DeWert came down and got into Shreves. I'm not sure what happened there. That'll give the lead over to the 122 of Brian Dickens. Dickens into 122. Clay Christopherson falls back to moves up to P2. Randy Shreves and Brian Moore Sr. We got a pile. And everyone is able to continue on. Brian Dickens at the front of the field. Dickens, Christopherson, Shreves, Dylan DeWert in the 20. Not sure where DeWert was going on lap 1. Made contact. I was worried that car might be damaged, but seems to be doing all right, Clayton.
Yeah, for sure. I thought the same thing there. Looks like apparently unable to. I wanted to throw a caution there for that incident there as everybody kind of got separated there with the accident, but apparently my iRacing won't even let me throw one right now. So hopefully that'll fix itself here in a second.
Lap 5 of 8. Yeah. Randy Shreves, good run off the high side. Pulls up even with the 122. Little bit of net code. That'll push Dickens back to P3 as the 56 of Randy Shreves. Now, he's known to put that right rear up on that flat. I've watched it. Couldn't believe it. He makes it work in that 56 car. Kel Smith out in the audience. Roxanne Jones, 36 in Virginia. Well, it's 6:30 at night in California, and it's 54 degrees. Randy Shreves, 2 more corners to navigate. Heat win for the 56 of Shreves. Dickens, DeWert is your final transfer driver. That was kind of a sloppy start to that one. So Randy Shreves back to true form. I have seen that 56 car win numerous times. He has not visited Victory Lane in Friday Night Lights in quite some time. All right, fellas, you guys know the drill. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Joey Gilkerson, 58 degrees in the bay. I don't know which bay that is. Matt Grimm, Logan Wentz on the front row. Chris Cox, Jace Badecker in row 2. Jesse Ingram, Braden Carter in row number 3. Michael Vitale, PJ Popham in the final row.
Yeah, it seems any day we hit the 20s here in Virginia. I mean, I've had multiple 22, 24 degree days, and it's sunny as all get out all day long. And then when we hit the days where it's not cold enough to snow, it'll pour all day. That's kind of the phase we're going through right now.
Cale Smith out in the audience saying that I stole his pick. Joey Gilkerson in the San Francisco Bay, so not too far from me. Joey, I'm up near the Sacramento area, about 45 minutes north of Sacramento. Thank you for tuning into the show. Kind of interested in who you're cheering on here tonight. It'll be Matt Grimm in that 91, driver out of Ohio with Logan Wentz to his outside. Chris Cox, Jace Badecker. We saw that youngster put on a good show earlier in the 7 car. Matt Grimm slides down to the bottom. Logan Wentz, not a bad run off of the middle. Chris Cox, Jesse Ingram in the 777 throws it in super deep. Looks like Badecker's starting to flash a little bit. Popham moves up. PJ Popham is the first car on the outside looking in. Good run off the high side. Montana driver PJ Popham moves up into the 4th and final transfer. Matt Grimm, Logan Wentz, Chris Cox. Popham is not done. He's running on the flat a little bit. Matt Grimm, Chris Cox, Logan Wentz. Now those 3 are going to go under a blanket. The 18 car over-rotates. And he loses the position to the lucky 777 of Jesse Ingram, driver out of Georgia. On lap 5 of 8, Matt Grimm, multiple feature wins so far this year in sprint cars. PJ Popham has that top side working for that 2 machine. On lap 6 of 8. Boy, that 2 car is working that top side super well.
Yeah, he's absolutely rolling right now. Gonna get Matt Grimm here
Up on the
possibly.
flat. Yikes. Makes it work. 1 lap to go. Grimm able to get back by the 2 car. This is gonna be a battle. I was expecting a slide job, and we didn't get one. Will we get a crossover? Popham's going to give it a go. Grimm, Popham, Cox, Jesse Ingram. Joey Gilkerson from the San Francisco Bay Area cheered on the Ingram family, drivers out of Georgia. So that's kind of interesting.
PJ started dead last in that heat race.
Oh, he's going to be a handful.
Wow.
All right, drivers, you guys know the drill. Top 4 moving on. 8 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Anthony Marvulio, Jason Haynes on the front row. Sean Stevens, Dean Reynolds in row 2. Kelly Wiener, Jack Clevenger in row number 3. Gary Offit round out your field of 7 drivers. Anthony Marvulio on that 238 on the pole. I think he won our first season in 305 sprint cars. Can't really remember that far back, been a couple years ago. But he is a prior champion here at Friday Night Lights. Pace truck is off, leaving the field to Marvulio in the 238. 8 laps, top 4 moving on. Marvulio slowly picking up the pace. Green flag is out. Marvulio, and maybe the Berries can help me out with this. I think he runs a midget. I may be wrong. Nick, if you can help me out. What does Anthony run in real life? It is Marvulio rolling the bottom as he typically does. Jason Haynes in the 66, driver out of Canada. He's on the high side. Sean Stevens is rolling the bottom. Dean Reynolds in the 79 is in P4. Jack Clevenger in the 78 is the first car on the outside looking in. Looks like we're picking up a couple of good lanes of racing here. You got cars working both sides. Now the 238 under attack, 66 car. Jason Haynes is there. High side coming off of 4. It will be Haynes at the line put Jason Haynes in P1. Anthony Marfulio, now Sean Stevens, driver out of Tasmania, is on the rear tail tank of the 238. Dean Reynolds running a smart race, kind of up on his own on the high side. Nick Berry, that's Caden's dad, telling us that the 238 car races micro sprints on dirt and moving up to dirt midgets this season. So that's pretty interesting. Had some real good conversations with Anthony in previous seasons. That'll be cool to watch. Lap 7 of 8, Jason Haynes with the lead. Anthony Marfulio, Sean Stevens, Dean Reynolds. Dean Reynolds thought about giving the chrome horn to that 26 car. Couldn't quite get it done. 1 lap to go. 66 car driver out of Canada is looking for the finish line. Jason Haynes with 2 more corners to navigate. Gets up on the flat stuff. Haynes, Stevens, Marfulio, and Reynolds, your 4 transfer drivers. Concy to the grid. Concy to the grid, please. All right, you guys know the drill. The only difference is you got 15 laps to get it done. Everybody be patient. 8 of you moving on. Race hard, race clean, put on a good show. Good luck. Brandon Aylesworth, Brian Morris Sr. on the front row. Logan Wentz, Jack Clevenger in row number 2. Luke Hines, Anthony Vitale Jr. in 3. Michael Vitale, Kelly Wheeler in row number 4. Donald Ingram, Greg Parmalee in row number 5. Jace Badecker, Gary Offit in row number 6. James Ingram, Braden Carter round out your field of 14 drivers. So 6 drivers heading home. The California driver Brandon Aylesworth starting on the pole. He's got newcomer Brian Moore Sr. Although he's not a newcomer to racing, he is new to Friday Night Lights. Lights are off on the pace truck. $15 laps, race your way in. 6 cars heading home. 8 moving on. It will be Aylesworth. The initial start is on green. Green flag is out. We are underway. Aylesworth on the bottom side. Brian Morris Sr. in the 55 yellow machine. Oh, the 21 car sailed it. Holy smokes. Back it down, back it down, back it down, back it down. 21 car kind of dove in there head first. I'm sure Clayton will take a look at that.
Yeah, it looked like Anthony and Michael. Who was that? Jack Clevenger. A little bit of breaking news here before we go back green and action picks back up. On the start of Heat Race 1, I missed it. It was brought to my attention. That's why we have a race control room to bring up anything to me whenever it needs to be brought up. Gavin Chatham was over a car length ahead of Caden Berry when they took the green flag for Heat 1. Gavin did win that, but Gavin will be receiving a 1-row penalty. Gavin will drop back to 3rd. Whoever's in 2nd will drop down to the inside to start, and whoever's in 3rd will move up to 2nd. So Gavin will be dropping back 1 row for the start of the feature.
That's why you get the big dollars to make all that happen.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Pace truck is off on lap 4. Oh, the 18 car kind of doesn't know where to get in line here. There he goes. All restarts are single file in sprint cars. Lap 4 of 15. Brandon Aylesworth at the front of the field. NorCal Dwarf Car Racing Association Rookie of the Year for 2023 in that 41 ride. We actually have 2 NorCal Dwarf guys in this field. Jace Badecker has moved up to P6. He's in a transfer position. Greg Parmalee, let me see. James Ingram in the 40 is in a final transfer as Michael Vitale goes by. Vitale now in the final transfer position in that 213. Up front, Brandon Aylesworth, Luke Hines, Logan Wentz, Greg Parmalee, Jace Badecker, Gary Offit, Brian Moore Sr. trying to punch his ticket to the feature in his first race with us. And Michael Vitale, Jack Clevenger now in the 78, the first car on the outside looking in. Kelly Wheeler is back there. Uh-oh. 21 car once again got into a tire here. Ellsworth will have to line it up once again. The 21 car got hard into a tire, Clayton, and I think that might have damaged that car.
Yeah, left front wheel's gone. He's gonna be sitting in towing time, I would assume. Nope, looks like he's able to drive it back at least. Get his fast repair. Yep, he's rolling back out.
So let's see, Michael Vitale still in the final transfer in that 213 Gears Unlimited ride. Great conversation with Michael Vitale via Discord this morning. Michael's been a big supporter of Friday Night Lights for as long as we have been around. One of the first guys I talked to for advice when we started kicking around whether we were going to even do a league or not. So it's a very knowledgeable source that I lean on. Braden Carter says at least he's got lasagna tonight to look forward to. A little bit late. Brandon Aylesworth, Luke Hines, Logan Wentz, Greg Parmalee, Jace Badecker, Gary Offit, Brian Moore Sr., Jack Clevenger is, oh, here comes Vitale. Holy smokes.
The yellow flag is out.
Holy smokes. Caution is back out. Clayton will get a good read on that caution. Looks like we lost Clayton. I don't have admin control, so we're going to let iRacing run the show. Good luck.
I'm here, Joe. I apologize for that. We did get the penalty issued out right there. But, yeah, dealing with a few things here. But we're back in business.
No worries. Wasn't sure. I know you're having computer issues, so. Pace truck is off, leaving the field to Brandon Aylesworth on lap 8 of 15 when we go back green. Aylesworth, Hines, Wentz, Parmalee, Badecker, Offit, Moore, and Ingram. Your top 8. Green flag is out. We're back underway. 17 car closing in on the tail tank of the 41.
Caution though.
213 car, Michael Vitale brings out the caution. He's done for the night. Second caution in a race, so he'll park it. Got the 7 blinking. We got the 17 blinking a little bit. Bit of internet issues tonight. Brandon Ellsworth still at the front of the field. We have made it halfway through the Consi. Pace truck is off, about ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 9 of 15. Aylesworth at the front of the field. Luke Hine, Logan Wentz, Greg Parmalee, Jace Badecker, excuse me, Offit, Moore, and Ingram in the 10 car. Now Donald Ingram is in the final transfer. We still have cars all over each other. The 94 of Gary Offit all over the rear tail tank of Badecker in the 7 machine. Donald Ingram still holding down that final transfer. Jack Clevenger in the 78 trying to get up there. He wants to transfer to the feature. Badecker, a little bit of contact with the 55 of Brian Moore Sr. Up front, Brandon Aylesworth getting it done. Luke Hines P2, Logan Wentz, your top 3, nose to tail, your top 4, as the caution comes back out.
But that's more, I think the 94 here. Oh yeah, just loops it. Oh man, my mouse has died. No way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're gonna run this one left-handed on my thigh. Oh boy. Please stay green.
Here we go. We got 2 laps to go once we go back green. Brandon Aylesworth looking at his first heat win, I believe, or Consi win, I suppose. Pace truck is off. Brandon Aylesworth will take us back to green. Your leader coming off at turn 4. Aylesworth, Luke Hines, Wentz, Parmalee, Badecker, Clevenger, Moore, and Ingram in that 10 car. Don't give up on the 21. That is Anthony Vitale Jr. He is 1 position out of a transfer. 1 to go. It is Aylesworth at the front of the field. 17 car of Luke Hines thought about making a move on your leader, and he will as he sends it. Goes up on the flat. I don't know what happened behind him. Looks like Vitale Jr. was in. 3 minutes of warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready for your nightcap. 30 laps, 360 sprint cars right back here at Lucas Oil. Track is starting to get a little bit slick. We should have a couple of lanes of good racing. All right, gentlemen, welcome to the feature. 30 laps to get it done. You guys know the drill by now. Race hard, race clean, be patient, put on a great show. Good luck. Gavin Chatham, Randy Shreves. Chatham will be moved back. Matt Grimm, Jason Haynes in row 2. Caden Berry, Clay Christofferson in row 3. PJ Pophams, Sean Stevens in row number 4. Dylan Kinsey, Brian Dickens in row number 5. Cox Marvulio in 6. Dyke DeWert in row number 7. Ingram Reynolds in 8. Ellsworth Wentz in row number 9. Parmalee Clevenger in 10. Badecker Hines in row number 11. Ingram and Vitale Jr. round out your full field of 24 drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still out there, this is your nightcap. We are off next week. Let us know who you want to win. Who do you pick? Randy Shreves is due, Clayton. I'm telling you, the 56 car is due. I know Kale said he picked him, but the 56 car is due.
I tell you what, I'm a big Caden Berry fan. Everybody knows it, but that 2 car, PJ, he's new to me. I've heard he's raced here before. PJ was wicked fast in his heat race along the top. Last to second. I think PJ's going to make a run here on the top.
Picking the driver out of Montana. Right on. Here we go. Randy Shreves coming off of turn 4. No Wyobe drivers picked by your broadcast crew. The only driver other than Wyobe who has won is the 24 of Gavin Chatham, who has 2 feature wins. Caden Berry on the bottom side. Looks like, oh, we got contact.
Oh, we got one. Oh, yeah, Heath Dyke.
36 car heading to the back. Nick Berry out there cheering on his son. That's 12 car of Caden Berry. Looks like Aylesworth is taking the 41 to the pits for some reason. As the drivers are starting to call in, Clayton is busy and his mouse quit on him.
Oh, I'm dropping my mouse off my knee, and oh man.
We get a week off next week. Green flag is out. Randy Shreves.
I just. Oh, sorry.
Caution comes out. Shout out to Gail, to the crowd. Wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Pick up our prime rib tomorrow. Be on the Komodo Joe early Christmas morning. Let's go, double it up. Let's go. Matt Graham takes over the pole in that 91 machine. He's got multiple wins this year. That will put Shreves on his outside. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Grimm, Chatham, Barry, Popham on the bottom side. Randy Shreves up on the high side with that 66 car. Not sure what happened there. Looks like it happened behind these guys. '21 locks it up to miss the 78, I think. So we'll go single file from here on out, try to get some green laps in. All right, drivers, let's settle in and close out the first half of the season with a good race for the fans. Settle in, put on a good show. Good luck. Matt Grimm, Randy Shreves, Gavin Chatham, Jason Haynes. Haynes running the middle. Caden Berry running on that high side in the 12. They make a little bit of contact. Berry sends it. He is able to pick up a couple of positions. PJ Popham, that's Clayton's pick in that 2 car, the driver out of Montana. Sean Stevens and the 51 of Christopherson down on the bottom side. Clay Christopherson, Dylan Kinsey, Brian Dickens in the 122. Anthony Marfulio, Chris Cox, Dylan DeWert in the 20. Dean Reynolds, Jack Clevenger is back in 16th. Greg Parmalee, Donald Ingram in the 10 car. He's back in 18th. Anthony Vitale Jr. must not be with us. There's Heath Dyke, the driver out of Australia, in the 36 car. Up front, Randy Shreves able to make the pass, and now he is setting sail. Randy Shreves in the 56 up on the cushion. Matt Grimm in P2 with Caden Berry in P3. Gavin Chatham. So we have past feature winners this year running 2, 3, and 4. The only driver in the top 4 that has not won a feature, that is the 56 car of Randy Shreves. Jason Haynes in the 66. He has gathered it back together. PJ Popham in the 2. He has kind of stayed, hasn't been able to make much progress. Donald Ingram is up 6 in the 10 car. That looks like so far your biggest mover of the race. As Randy Shreves at the front of the field. The 56 car in the early. There he goes up on the flat. Randy Shreves is on a mission. Caden Berry P2. Matt Grimm is P3. So Berry makes the pass on Matt Grimm. Grimm on the bottom side. He's going to slide up. I expect these two good friends to race each other pretty clean. Matt Grimm, Gavin Chatham in the 24. He's still in P4. Sean Stevens in the 26. He's able to make the pass. Australian driver in the 26. Canadian driver in the 66. Going at it. It will be Sean Stevens. Sean Stevens rolling the bottom. PJ Popham, he's kind of, gets up into the wall there. That car might be hurt, Clayton.
Yeah, I was just looking back at him. Caution's out, 777's around. Yeah, close call there for the 2. PJ, that could have went a lot worse for him there, so good save. And hopefully not too much damage here.
There's a look up front of that 2 car. Doesn't look like anything is bent out of shape. His rear bar bent up just a little bit, but the car looks like it's in good shape. Got into that outside wall. No harm, no foul. So we will bring the rest of the field back to the rear tail tank of that 56 Illinois driver, Randy Shreves, at the front of the field. Lights are off on the pace truck. We'll go back green on lap 17 of 30. We have made it halfway in tonight's feature. are your 360 Sprint cars live. As we heard from Clayton, let's take a look. Randy Shreves getting way up on the flat. No one can make that work. He has the only one that I have seen. I was following him in a coast-to-coast racing league race. When he got up there, I thought it's not possible, but he made it work. Andy Shreves, Caden Berry, 1-2. Matt Grimm and Sean Stevens drop down to the bottom. Jason Hines currently rounds out your top 5 in that 66 machine. On lap 21 of 30, Shreves opens up a little bit of a gap. He's up on the cushion. The driver out of Illinois is starting to put a little bit of gap between himself and second place, the youngster out of New Hampshire. Shreves is riding the wall on the flat, Clayton. I've never seen it, and I knew it was coming.
I did too. I figured if he could get some clean air, even if he wasn't in the lead, I knew we'd see the 56 up there, but that is just crazy. He's almost a full car length higher than anybody else going around right now, and I've seen him do it since I've known him. Every time we race here, if I'm ever watching Randy Shreves at Lucas Oil, I know that 56 is going to be up on the flat.
It doesn't work. It just can't work. But, man, somehow, Randy Shreves up on the high side. Caden Berry now under attack from Matt Grimm in the 91 car. Those two used to be teammates. They will race each other clean. I am certain of it. Matt Grimm, Caden Berry running in podium positions. Sean Stevens, the first car out of a podium on lap 25 of 30. Jason Haynes in the 66 car. He's in P5. Gavin Chatham, Clay Christopherson, Brian Dickens is up 2. Jack Clevenger up 8 from the start in the 78 coming through the field. Makes a little bit of contact with the 238. Up front on lap 26 of 30, Randy Shreves showing the field how to get it done at Lucas Oil. Up on the flat, right along the wall in that 56. That's magic. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Caden Berry, Matt Grimm, they almost take it 3 wide with Sean Stevens on lap 28 of 30. Randy Shreves getting it done. Can the youngster is Caden Berry saving his tires for a late race charge to the front.
He's got to go right now if he wants anything. We're coming white flag right here off of 4.
White flag is out. Randy Shreves, he's got 4 more corners to navigate the 56 car. Into turn 3. He'll get up on the flat, scrape the outside wall, coming to the line. Shreves, Berry, Grimm. Top 3 start finish line, please. Top 3 start finish line. Berry and Grimm nose to nose at the start finish line. We'll get a word with your top 3 here momentarily. All right, fellas, don't forget to go up for your interviews. I'll get Matt Grimm here real quick. As soon as he gets in the booth, there he is. Matt Grimm in the 91 car brings it home P3. Tried to give one last charge there at the end. Matt, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. Good run in the 91. It looks like the track stayed pretty well. Couple of lanes of racing out there. How'd it feel from the seat?
Yeah, it was good racing. I just shouldn't have been back in third. There was that car stopped on the track when Shreves was passing me, so I had to slam on the brakes and try to keep from hitting some random guy rolling across the track. So, and then of course Barry gets around me, and it's kind of just can't really pass.
Yeah, man, I got to tell you, if I finish on the podium, I'm celebrating. You get a P3, and you don't sound too happy about that, but another solid run by the 91. You're already in the Dash for Cash. Haven't picked the track that we're going to run at yet for the Dash for Cash, so that's still kind of open for debate, man. Another great run by that 91 car. Who do you want to thank on that ride for another drive to a podium finish?
Well, just thanks to you guys and everything you do for the league, everyone who sponsors this league, and shout out to Barry for another good run and Shreves for the win. Wish I could have been up there, but we'll see what we can do after the break.
All right, man. I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll see you on January 5th.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, bub.
So much.
Caden, this is Clayton in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, we saw you kind of have to rally from, I believe, 4th or 5th. Yeah, I'm seeing 5th here up to 2nd. That's just something about, man, Randy Shreves can get up there and run the lip like that. What did you need a little extra of in that 12 car to possibly get the lead from him?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I was just talking to Randy, and I was telling him he just has it figured out here, up on the flat. But no, it felt good reeling him back in. With like 5-10 laps to go, I think we could have had a shot maybe at him, but Matt was down there on the inside and didn't want to chop down in front of his nose, and possibly could have wrecked us both out of there. But I just stayed up on the top, hoping for Randy to make a mistake up there, because like on my screen it kind of looked like he was falling off there in 1 and 2. But no, he kept it together, and no, he did pretty good as usual here. He has it figured out.
Yeah, man, props to you. What a great run by that 12 yet again. Keep on accumulating those points, buddy. Who do you got to thank on that 12 ride for another podium finish tonight?
First off, got to thank God and YOB and my mom and dad for all what they do, and also want to thank my my nana and grandpa, my great grandmother Cece, and my Grammy Ryder and TJ for all out there for watching, and also want to thank you and Joe up there in the booth, and also want to thank Cataclysm Computers, CNC Racing Designs, Speed Factory, LCG Carpentry, and Stingray Rockers Australia. But no, it just sucks. We were 1 spot short, but starting 5th and getting 2nd is definitely respectable. So move on to the next one, January 5th, and hope to get that one.
Yeah, man, keep on digging. We'll hopefully we see an even quicker 12 car off the second half of the season after our break. And I wish you the merriest of Christmases and happy holidays, buddy. And we'll see you after the break.
Yeah, sounds good. And yeah, you and Joe, Merry Christmas to you guys and all your whole family.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 57 car, or 56 car, my apologies, of Randy Shreves puts the 56 in victory lane. I picked him from the beginning. Cale Smith says I got it from him, but I'm going to claim that. Randy, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, you do.
Man, it's been a long time, my brother. I was waiting. I told the viewers early in the race, the 56 car will be running the flat before this is over, man. And you got up there where nobody else can run, and the 56 was on rails, man. How was your night from the seat?
Yeah, I was on rails, but it was freaking me out every lap. I just thought that, I was getting closer and closer to that wall, and I was just running out of grip up there, and I just said I was going to wing it or wear it, so I just kind of stuck it up there and ran it out.
Yeah, man, past champion here at Friday Night Lights, and I have ran with you probably for, I think, 2 or 3 years in C2C and watched you on here, man, and past, like I said, past champion. Warms my heart, my brother, to see you in victory lane. You would have got in on points anyway, but now your ticket, as long as you race in 10 races, is punched for the Dash for Cash, man. Absolutely wonderful. What a great way to go into a break, other than one of our old hats, the 56 car, putting it in victory lane. Who do you want to thank on that ride?
I definitely want to thank you guys for putting on this league. You guys do awesome. I love this league. Love racing with everybody here. Everybody's, pretty good drivers, and we got a lot of good competition this season. And definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Redline Race Design, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, and everybody for watching.
All right, man. I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, man, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Joe. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, man. So, Clayton, there you go. There is week number 9. We are off next week, man. What do you think? What are your thoughts of the night? Is Clayton with us? Clayton must be in race control as he is. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wrap it up again from the folks at Friday Night Lights and the Dirt Track Bank. We wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we can't wait to get back at it January 5th. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you when we come back. Again, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. From us to you, we'll see you.
Soldiers, sailors, airmen and women enlist in the armed forces for many reasons, including a sense of duty, patriotism, the adventure, travel, and adrenaline. Many continue their military service because they discover a brother and sisterhood, an identity, a team. When service members are injured or wounded and can no longer perform their military duties, they quickly find themselves removed from their team, no longer serving the purpose for which they trained.
I came back from Afghanistan in 2013, and it was kind of a trial and error of finding out, after the military, what's next in life.
Being forced to leave a military career filled with purpose and pride can be challenging. Some challenges may leave lasting scars. An illness, wound, or injury can make anyone question their worth and sense of belonging after military service.
35 years in the Army, and I needed something to transition into. And so from that transition came an idea, and the idea was this.
Even though a military career may be coming to an end, or already ended, recovery can occur in the most unexpected places with unforeseen opportunities. Recovery, whether physical or mental, has no defined beginning or ending. It may last a lifetime.
For me, one of the biggest surprises that I found out going through it was that it's not like the flu where, you get sick and then you get better. You're never cured. And that's so frustrating. It's so hard to tell someone that. And it's so easy to slip back. And every single time you have to find a new way to fight it, it's a different monster every time you battle it.
This can feel daunting to a warrior who is suddenly forced to leave everything they know, trust, and love, finding themselves at the beginning of an unknown and possibly frightening new journey. Welcome to the world of motorsports.
We're in the right place at the right time in our lives to be able to take these guys that are wounded and put them in front of people that can actually show them that there is a camaraderie, there's a brotherhood within the motorsports industry, that there is potential for career opportunities for them if they have the skill set.
Motorsports offers an opportunity to regain that sense of identity within a safe, fast-paced team environment, providing a renewed sense of purpose. It has many facets, all created by teams working together for success on the track. Like in the military, in motorsports the goal is in accomplishing the mission, winning as a team, collectively celebrating the successes and supporting teammates through the losses. Through motorsport opportunities, Operation Motorsport assists medically transitioning service members and veterans with discovering new ways of achieving a renewed sense of hope, purpose, and pride.
Besides the basic brake changing, oil changing, tire rotation, I've actually learned how to assemble and disassemble some engine parts, change some axles, do some alignments and stuff. So give it a try. You never know. This was nothing that I expected. I did not expect to be fully suited, jumping over a wall while cars are going 100 and something miles an hour.
From motors to media, tires to tickets, and hot laps to hospitality. Operation Motorsport provides beneficiaries the chance to become immersed within professional motorsports and provides them with the opportunity to find out firsthand what captivates their imagination and interest. These opportunities provide an avenue of discovery within the motorsports immersion or diversionary therapy programs, all within the Excite, Engage, and Empower recovery programs. Operation Motorsport also offers virtual engagements and recovery opportunities through an iRacing league, engaging beneficiaries in a safe, competitive environment from the comfort and safety of their home. meeting other like-minded people, service members and veterans on the virtual racetrack, opening the doors to Motorsport Academy programs that prepare beneficiaries for their first encounters at the racetrack, and possibly leading to a day when they can get behind the wheel.
A team environment's a perfect place for people like us to kind of get back into some kind of normalcy when you go through a lot when you get medically discharged. And it kind of sucks and you put through the ringer, but I feel like what Operation Motorsport's doing is just something that's just really valuable.
Operation Motorsport prides itself in keeping beneficiaries engaged after the race weekend, throughout their recovery and beyond, through our recovery programs, or as a member of the 22 pit crew. No matter the background or story, Operation Motorsport is always there to listen, provide a safe and comfortable space, and a trusted circle of confidence that is open and honest about what difficulties may lie ahead for those transitioning out of a military career. Operation Motorsport believes in the power of team, identity,